Let me do this. Let me do this. Pa-da-pa-pa-pa. Let me do. All right. Okay, we're gonna have a crazy topic today, man. But I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna wait till people join me because we're gonna have a very interesting topic today, y'all. Very interesting topic today, y'all. Very interesting topic. Leave the door open. We're gonna have a crazy topic today, man. So if you guys want to join in, you know what I'm saying, you can join in. It's gonna be crazy out here. I want to hear what everybody has to say, you know. I'm just sending out the link, you know. I'm sending out the link, yo. We're gonna have a big time conversation. We gotta go crazy, man. We're gonna have a crazy topic today. I'm just waiting for some guys to come on and who then give people some opportunity to join me also live. You know what I mean? So we can actually have a discussion. I want to hear what you guys have to say today. You know, I want to hear it. Interesting topic, y'all. Interesting topic today. You guys see, I'm sure you guys can already see what it says. Should couples get married for business only on not love? I want to hear what you guys have to say, man. It's gonna be a crazy topic today. Like I said, I'm just sharing out the link, you know, because I want to get some of my peoples in here, and I want to hear what they have to say. So let me just forward the link to some of my peoples, you know. I got to hear what's it got to say, you know. Princess Bloom, how are you doing? You gonna join me with the topic today? I want your input today. You know, so want to hear what you gotta say. So hey, if you have to hop on today, it's gonna be a very interesting topic. I'm all excited about this topic because I can't wait to hear what you know. I can't wait to hear who is gonna blast me today. Who is gonna blast me today, y'all? Princess Bloom is in the building, man. I am wonderful, Princess Bloom. I am wonderful, wonderful. I am wonderful, you know? How are you doing, Princess Bloom? Before we get into this topic, how are you doing? I'm just waiting for some more people to kind of hop on here so we can actually get into the conversation, you know? I'm just waiting. You're good, all right. You're good. I'm glad that you're doing great. I am glad. I'm just waiting for some more people to log on here. You know, we're gonna have a very interesting topic today, so don't be afraid to join me at all. Don't be afraid. It's going down. Is that Daniel I see in the building yet? Daniel is in the building, my boy Daniel, yo. I love waiting. That's the best one. You're very funny, yo. Listen, I'm just forwarding out this. Forwarding out. So make sure you can share this in the meantime, because you know I wanna really have some people, some of my people's opinion on here. So I want everybody to be a part of it. Everybody to be a part of this. So let me forward it some more. You know what I'm saying? I just need to get more people on. I'm waiting for my boy Jeffrey to jump on. We're going to have an interesting topic today. I want to hear everybody's opinion on this, y'all. So don't be afraid to come and share your opinion, y'all. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid at all. We're going to have a very interesting topic here. I'm so excited to be back live, y'all. And we're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna edify one another for sure. And you know, we're gonna learn some stuff today. I want to know what everyone is thinking out there. Understand? So you know, we're gonna have fun today. We're going to have fun. Did I say that? So today's topic. Listen, the topic that we're gonna be having today, and I'm waiting for my boy Jeffrey to jump on here, because you know as Jeffrey is married, so I would want to hear his take on this. Should couples get married for business only, or should they get married for love? That's basically what we're going to be talking about. Should couples get married for business only or for love? Right? So I'm waiting for guys to come on. I want people to join me on. If I can bring you up on the screen, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to go back and forth on this. All right. So this is going to be a very interesting topic, y'all. Very interesting topic. So if you're here and you're hearing me, don't be afraid to chime in at all. Right. The topic that we're talking about today: should couples get married for business only and not for love? Okay. Sheriff is in the building. Oh, I came at the wrong time. No, you haven't came the wrong time. You came the right time. What are you talking about? You came the wrong time, Sheriff. No, no, no. You don't. That is too funny. We're gonna have a conversation here, man. This is if you, Daniel is in the building. Daniel, if you want to come up on screen, I can also send you the link via email, and you can be up on the screen. We can have a conversation if you want to have this. I also, I cannot be having a conversation without drinking something. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I have some. What do I have here? What do you guys think I have here? Yeah, Sheriff. I know you're the guy from Cricket Superstars. I know. So listen, we're gonna have this conversation, but say anybody who wanna come up on screen and talk, I can easily send you the link. Okay, I can easily send you the link so you can join me on screen, and we're gonna have a conversation because I wanna need you to I wanna need to hear your take on this. Yes, it's Bailey's. You are correct, Princess Bloom. So we're gonna have this conversation, but I'm waiting. I want you to join me on screen. So anyone who is brave enough and want to join me on screen, I can quickly send you the link via email. You just send me your email and I will quickly forward it to you. All right. We're really gonna have this conversation today. You know, we're gonna have it. We're gonna have this conversation today. All right. So I'm waiting for someone to join me up on screen, man. Princess, you know your alcohol, huh? You little alcoholic over there. But I want to know what you guys think, though. Do you guys think, if you're afraid to come up on screen, you can talk here. Do you think that couples should get married for business only and not for love? What do you think? And we are obviously going to get into some of the reasons why and all this good stuff. So should couples get married for business only and not for love? That's the question that is being posed today. All right. So if you have an opinion, please share, and we're gonna have a nice conversation today. Princess Bloom is in the building. Sharif is in the building, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So far, anyone who is here, there's about 6 or 7 people in the building. Don't be afraid to share your name. I'm gonna welcome you on board. If you have your opinion, please share your opinion, and we're gonna have a nice conversation today. Okay? I want you to join me, y'all. I want you to join me. So anyone is there, I already sent out the link. You can send the link to your friends. Send the YouTube links to your friends. You never know who wants to join and have this type of conversation. All right? I'll be here waiting, y'all. Princess Bloom say, I think it's up to them as it's not my interest of what they do. No, but Princess Bloom, what do you think for you? Would you get married for love or business? What would you do, Princess Bloom? Would you get married for love or business? I would be for a while. I'll be here for a while, Sharif. I'll be here for a while. Because we're going to have this conversation. I haven't started yet, and I really want to really enjoy this conversation. Let's get Jeffrey. Let me try to get Jeffrey, because Jeffrey's always hiding. Let's see if I can find him. Is that plantain chips? No, man, it's some cookies, y'all. Just some cookies. Let me call Jeffrey, y'all. Let me see where he is, Let's call Jeffrey. No, oops, that's not him. Wrong guy. I'm calling Jeffrey, Jeffrey has to join me here. Yummy biscuits. I'm calling Jeffrey. We're always waiting for Jeffrey. So,
hello,
Mr. Jeff, where are you at? We're waiting on you.
I'm coming. No, my face was lost, so I went to sleep.
Oh, okay.
I'm joining. I'm coming. You send me the link?
Did I have your email? What's your email again?
jeledger@yahoo.com.
Wait, let's share. Let me see how this go again. Share. Let me see how to do this, huh?
Okay. Man, you know that thing good, man.
Huh? Okay, so invite
jeledger@yahoo.com.
Email. And J what? J-E-Ledger.
J-E-Ledger.
At yahoo.com. Okay, it's sent already.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, bye. So that's Jeffrey. Jeffrey is coming. I just sent him the link. If anyone else want me to send them the link, hey, listen, I can send you the link. Let me call my friend Tony, because I want her to be on there. We're gonna have a conversation. So I'm calling some of my conversationalists, if there's such a word. Oh, I got a voicemail, y'all. We're gonna have a big time conversation here, y'all. Listen, I can't wait. I'm so excited about this topic. Uh, so we're gonna have a big time conversation here, y'all. Let me share this. Let me share it on my Facebook. Please join. Daniel, do you want to come up live on screen, Daniel? I know what Daniel is being shy for. Daniel, do you want to join me live up on screen, Daniel? Send me your email, Daniel. Send me your email. I want you to join me live. Send me your email, Daniel. Don't be shy. So Daniel is asking, what is the true goal of marriage? Okay, Daniel, I'm waiting on Jeffrey because Jeffrey is also married. So I'm waiting on Jeffrey because I want him to really be a part of that, so he can actually share information from someone who is married and is in love perspective. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm also waiting on Jeffrey. He's gonna join us just now. I just sent him the link. Oh, Jeffrey's in the building. Oh, Jeffrey's in the building.
Hey, what's up, man? Good day, everyone.
Jeffrey is in the building, y'all. That is exciting.
Yep. Thank you for having me on the show.
Great stuff.
Yep.
Jeff, I have some people in the chat right now. Everybody, if you guys have not met Jeffrey is one of my big brothers from St. Vincent. We do all music and life and everything we do together, man. So I think Jeffrey would also fit this topic nicely. Jeffrey is married, so if you guys think he's single, he's married and in love, and I think he will fit this topic. Really. So Jeffrey, our topic for tonight is: should couples get married for business only and not for love?
For business only
and not for love.
Well, very interesting, very interesting question. But I guess we'll have to give a better definition of what type of business only you mean. What's the definition of business only? Whether it's financial, a business in terms of a financial nature, a business in terms of a trade, or business in sense of, I guess
in this particular case, I'm talking about from a financial standpoint.
You mean in terms of, are you suggesting that for example, if I was single, I would look for a partner whose parents are wealthy and they have a lot of money, and it's not because I really love them, but it's because I will have access to fortune and wealth.
Basically that's a way to look at it. Also, that's a good way to look at it. I think it's basically around that area. All right. So far we have Princess Bloom in the building. Sharif is in the building. Daniel is in the building. Daniel is also asking, what is the true goal of marriage, right? And I'm gonna leave you to come into that because you are married. So I'm gonna leave you to kind of chime in right there.
Mommy, it's very important. Believe me.
Yes. So
Hey, buddy, I have to call you back. I'm on YouTube Live right now, so I have to call you back. I'm in a live session. Okay.
Well, we know marriage. If you look at the term marriage, it's and it depends on from which perspective you're dealing with it. From a biblical perspective, it's the unity, the coming together of two individuals.
Mm-hmm.
With a common purpose, and from a biblical perspective, that common purpose is love. So we could look that should be the core. That should be the main reason that you should have that love, and beyond that, you want to look at compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look at companionship. So I think those are are the important concepts in terms of marriage. And it marriage also connotates longevity, like staying until death do us part. You know that famous line in that they use in marriage,
Yeah.
in sickness and in health.
Mhm.
um but as a married individual, I would tell you one of the philosophies I have. I don't know if that's the right term, but I always believe true marriage or true relationship is should be based on unconditional. It should be unconditional.
Okay.
You marry somebody because in spite of,
Mhm.
and not because.
Mhm.
I always like to tell people that in spite of, or although this person um has one foot or one hand, I
Mhm.
will still marry that person
Okay.
because it's an unconditional love, selfless act.
Okay.
So that from my point of view, that's how I view marriage, as eternal as you know.
Mhm.
A lot of people might differ, but that's exactly how I think.
So one of the reasons why I kind of throw this question out there, because I mean, if you look at statistics, and I know you're a data guy, I'm a numbers guy too. Like one would say, why get married? Half of the time is not working, or three quarter, 90% of the time is not even working out. People are ending up in divorce and stuff like that. Like, why get married? And someone has said to me the other day, why not get married for business in a business standpoint? Like you come together and together you guys are working together, and whether it's to gain some sort of wealth together. If things not work, if things doesn't work out, at least both are going their separate ways with whatever it is. They and if in that process they both fall in love, then they fall in love instead of the other way around, where there is love and then we work together to build whatever. Why not try to work together to build, and then if we fall in love in that process, well, hey, we fall in love in that process.
Oh, so you want to look at, you're talking more about an arrangement, to make an arrangement, or to hook up with the business intention, and anything that we, and see what happens.
Yeah.
And get to know that person. I mean, it sounds like an inviting, a very interesting concept,
Hmm.
because as there's a saying that, come see me and live with me. It's two different things, right?
Different things, yeah.
And sometimes you want to test out the engine or whatever.
Something.
I don't know if that's the right term, but see if you can live with somebody. See if you can live with somebody first before you actually. But you would have already committed, right, in terms of
Mhm.
marriage. So it depends on how you are brought up, and your concept about the Bible,
Mhm.
and you know. But the purpose of marriage should be, that's my opinion, right? People might differ. It should be for love, and until death do us part.
Mhm.
Of course, no marriage is perfect, no relationship is perfect. You have to iron out a lot of stuff, and compromise.
Mhm.
But that's my concept. I'm not gonna be on your show now and say, all right, I believe it should be a business venture.
Mhm.
I will advocate that it should be based on love, and it should be when you're ready,
Mhm.
and it shouldn't be for any other reason based on love. I'm not saying that if you're married based on love, that you would not separate, and you would not fall out, and you would not divorce. Because a
Mhm.
lot of you started in love and they separate, and you want to know why. Oh, if it was based on love, why did they separate?
Yeah.
So that's life.
Okay, that's okay for you to be on that side of the spectrum, because we are Christians, right? So everything, I mean, a lot of your statement will be based from a biblical standpoint, right? And
Yeah.
there are people who are married and they're not a Christian, but they are, because marriage is not just for Christians only, because it's not just Christians alone getting married. Just give me a
Yeah,
minute here. Let me make sure my computer is plugged in and charged.
yeah, I know.
Uh, All right, I'm back. Guess
Yep.
who's back again? Yes. So, like I was saying, marriage is not only for Christians, right? Because
Yeah,
not
yeah.
only Christians are married. Marriage also it works for Christians and it works for people who is secular, for the secular also, and other people is in also different because Christianity is not the only thing that's on the planet. There are people who are Muslim and they're married. There are
Not
Hindus, all different
not
religions.
not not only they're married with multiple wives. I mean, that's another topic by itself, right? I know that's another topic.
Woo!
That's another topic by itself. That I wouldn't want to express my overall views on, but
I don't want to get you in trouble now.
all I can say, I'm a Christian. Okay, so
Yes,
I adhere to the Christian principles.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man, could you imagine? I mean, some it's hard to. Some people can't get it right with one woman and one man. Could you imagine multiple multiple wives?
I know, but strangely, Prince. I remember when I was younger,
Mhm,
I used to have some beliefs that like just like how you can like people for different reasons, like
mhm,
you could like multiple women for
mhm,
different reasons. For example, you might find a woman who's a very good cook.
mhm,
You might find a woman who's a good business person.
mhm,
Let's say you have 5 female friends.
mhm,
They all have diverse skills and gifts, and all of which you like about them, something about them. You like this one because she cooks good, another
mhm,
one because she gives good advice, another one because and excuse me, she's probably good in bed,
mhm,
another one, because of different reasons. And if you can't find everything in one woman, right?
mhm.
So I mean, that's why you have to be satisfied as from the Christian perspective, and try to mold one individual to get all these traits, but you'll never get it.
Mhm.
So my point is, you might be tempted to that. I don't know if that's the reason why some people have so many wives and so many women.
Mhm.
But you just have to be satisfied, and tell yourself you cannot get all those qualities
Yeah,
in
yeah. And if you do, you're a very blessed man.
exactly.
You're very yeah, yeah. If you do, you're a very blessed man. It would have been nice to have someone up on screen that actually has multiple wives, like from different cultures. I mean, if it's someone from our culture, they're gonna stone that person because there are cultures that actually believes in these type of things, right?
Yeah.
And that's a norm. That's a norm. Obviously, in our culture, is one man, one woman, or one man, one wife, right? But there are cultures that believe in multiple stuff, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
like in those countries, Arab countries, yeah,
mm,
these guys, that's their norm, right?
mm.
Yeah.
Daniel say I am super agree with Jeff. Okay, all right. So Daniel agree with you.
Yep. Thanks. Yeah. No,
That
it's
Daniel,
true.
Daniel, Daniel getting married soon. I gotta talk to his girlfriend. You know, have him pop that question soon. You know.
Yeah, it's about content. I believe, like it's about contentment. Everything that's about the letter C: contentment, compromise, communication.
Mhm.
You know, because you can't, if you keep looking for everything that you want from a woman, you'll be still single.
True.
And I could say the same with some women. Why that explains why some women are still single, right? And both of us know some of these people who are single, and so you have to draw a line, and come to an agreement, and come to
Mhm.
some form of contentment, and let it be based on love. Okay.
So would you say, Jeffrey, because we're talking about marriage and stuff like that. Like what are some of the things that you think like are making relationship nowadays are not working? Because it seems like our grandparents, our parents and stuff like that, like they had more patience when coming to relationship. And I think
Yeah.
in this day and age it's lack patience.
Yeah.
What you say what?
But that's a very good question and observation, because I mean, when you look at the older generation, like my parents, for example, and I'm proud to say my parents are entering their 60th anniversary,
Oh
six
wow.
zero. That means
Mm-hmm.
they have been together for 60 years. And we have known couple, we
And
know
count,
couple,
and yeah, or more, yeah.
yeah, we couples who spend tons of years. And you ask this, why not now? Why like the celebrity? You'll find among the celebrities they don't even stay married for 2 weeks, a month or so. And there goes the question of the more independent. Well, I don't want to sound biased, but the more independent a woman becomes, um, in terms that she doesn't really have to rely, she doesn't really need like a partner or whatever the case is. That is one of the reasons that motivates individuals to separate, because the minute they have some argument or whatever, they don't want to stick around and as I said, stand nonsense.
And work it out, yeah.
And so in the olden days, you had that level of dependence normally when the ladies or the mothers, they would stay home and cook and look after the kids, and then the father will go out and they earn a living and they work hard. So there's that loyalty, and that's how a lot of couples stay together for so long too, because the mothers and the ladies are one partner were never that independent. They were dependent a lot, but now with this age, now with equal rights and everything, and everybody, people don't have any tolerance. And you said the word, you don't have no patience. You two arguments and you figure, oh no, I don't need you. I could go and do this my own, and they don't try to solve the problem and make it work.
So what do you say? Hello, Shawnette. How are you doing, sweetheart? What do you say, Jeffrey? That because of this, because as you were saying just now, that because ladies have so much rights or freedom to do certain things, in the sense of they want to work, they want to be in the workforce, and etc. Will you say that also threaten the family in a sense? Because sometimes you can want freedom to do so many different things, and but at what cost, so to speak, right? So because the woman want to be in the workforce, now there's nobody home to take care of the family, so to speak. Now the kids are staying with babysitters and all that stuff.
Well,
what you said, that kind of threaten the family setting?
Of course, it's a threat. I mean, with the options of having nannies and babysitters, and now even more so, now it's difficult for working from home. But as long as they have nannies and they have substitutes, I mean, they become more independent, and of course, they run the risk of not being there around their kids and missing that social interaction with their kids and the closeness with the kids, and the independence go stronger, and then the risk of a breakup increases. So the more time you spend around your husband or your family, it kind of more like a bond. It binds you closer. So that's why the importance of family life, right? A family stays together, right? A family that prays together stays together, right?
Okay.
Right. So and then there's always the concept of having a house is not the same as having a home. So you're right. I mean, you have to spend time and be there with your family, right?
Exactly. So that's one. Yeah. So that's one. I think I've had conversations with multiple people. I have conversations with ladies all the time. One lady said to me, because remember just now you're saying once a lady is in the workforce, she's making certain type of money, that's 70,000, 100K a year. They feels that they don't need to be dependent on a man. One lady said to me, what do I need a man for? I have all this. She have the house, she have the money. She's like, what do I need a man for? Really, just for sex? Why should a man be the head of my life when the only thing I really need him for is sex?
Yep. Well, I mean, that's a common conception. That's a common happening. It's and that's why I talked about the word independence before. There will be challenges when you have two individuals who are professionals. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be. That's the way it should be. We should have respect and equally support your partner. But when it gets to the point where you figure you throw love out the door and put your career, you put your what's the word? Your self-importance above the relationship and you figure you don't want to work it out, you don't want to continue, then we see that your marriage wasn't really based on love. It was based on I don't know, something else.
Mhm.
Right. So that's it.
Which that's where could be business, right? Who knows?
Yeah, that's where you're probably married for business. You want to marry a man to help you grow your wealth,
Hmm.
somebody to help you save money.
And one will say, someone could be saying the back. Well, let me just read this comment from Jamanthia Lee. She said, "I don't see it as a threat because in today's society, the man need help with bringing in finance." Actually, that's a very strong point. Like I was saying that to someone the other day, that having because of we live in North America, so and you can't be like you're with someone they're making 50,000 a year and you have a family that cannot sustain a family.
Yep.
Really, when you think about housing and food, clothing, and shelter and all that thing, that cannot really sustain a family. So if you have a lady out there, a lady in the workforce that's working and also helping to carry the load, that's those things should be applauded. Because I always say that there is no way a woman could love a man. She's out there working, and then that finance is being put away for something. She's not helping in whatever. Why are you going out there to work if your finance is not helping the family? What's
Yeah.
the purpose? It seems like you're up to something. Like if you are working and your finances not helping with the family, helping the family, and you just tucking in that way somewhere, it seems like you're up to something and you're just waiting for that thing to happen and you take your money and you're gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I've known a lot of couples who are together for years, 30, 40 years, and sometimes they don't get married. And sometimes I wonder why are you staying together if you don't want to get married? Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you don't want are you running away from the stigma of divorce? Like, because you were never married, you wouldn't go down in the records as being divorced. But you'll be termed as separated. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
it's not. Is that why you're not get married? Because I see that's another point. I wonder why. I mean, I wouldn't want to have somebody to be lame in, as we say, your
Mm-hmm.
daughter, your daughter for like so many years and don't want to marry her. You know?
It's kind of because in our society marriage is a big thing, right? So like I have an uncle and he's been with this woman for and he's in St. Vincent. They've been together forever. This like forever, right? But they never married and they're just like we are together. What does they're probably thinking what does piece of paper needs to, you understand? But I mean,
Yeah.
if they're connected with each other and sold out to each other, they're loyal to each other. Some people was like, a marriage does not change anything. We don't have to get married. We are loyal to each other. We live with each other. We have We have a family. We are happy. Why get married? To them, they're probably thinking that's not a big thing. Let me
Okay.
just read, let me just before you go, Jeffrey. Let me just read what Samantha say. Not Samantha, Jamanthia Lee. Some people marry also just for the companionship. Some people marry for the sake of not shacking up. True, that's a lot in the church. Or playing
Mhm.
house. Nowadays, it's not about love, it's all about security. And that's one of the things that we're talking about, right? So more it's like you can tell in some relationship that there's not really love there. It's just they're just with each other for security, or that woman is with that man for security, or vice versa. That man is probably with that woman just for security. There's no love there. Maybe eventually they will fall in love, but I don't know.
But you see, that's a great point, because let me ask the audience a question, and even you.
Mhm.
If you are if and this is a hard question, yeah, and this is a very technical question. If you are a young lady and you have a choice between like two individuals,
Mhm.
two guys, you want to make up your mind which one you should love, or which one you should get married to.
Mhm.
One of them, he is like a pilot, he has a good job, he has a lot of money, but you don't really love him so much. But then there's another one now who maybe is a simple worker, maybe somebody who just works at the sanitation department or whatever, but he loves you and he's a nice guy, he's a Christian, and he's the one who's gonna take care of you. And while the pilot guy, he has a lot of money, but he has a lot of women all over the place. But you love this person, but this person, this pilot guy would be seem to be somebody who is not loyal. And he doesn't show as it shows you a lot of affection and love. But this other guy now who works in the sanitation department, he's a Christian, he's nice, he doesn't have a lot of money, but he loves you fully. And he will take care of you and look after your interests. How would you advise that young lady who to choose?
Well, you see, and I think a lot of this thing happen every day. This is an everyday situation, right? Because there's, like, I think from maybe my parents or foreparents, they were really interested in love. You understand? But nowadays people be like, listen, man, love can't pay the bills. Love alone can't pay the bills. You understand? But if you marry someone, and if you have like you said, the two options. One, this person is a pilot, whatever, making whatever money, but they have a lot of women. You're not gonna be happy there. It's gonna go down the drain eventually.
Which one is higher? That's the question. Which one is higher risk? Which one stands the chance of being divorced easier?
The one with all the money and all the women. They're gonna.
But that's better security.
But for how long? That's a short-term security. Because you're not gonna be happy. So eventually, you guys are gonna get divorced anyways. If you're interested in love, and that person is not interested in that, they have multiple women and stuff like that, it's just a matter of time before you get divorced. The other person, the second option that you give is not a bad option, because the person also have a job.
Yeah.
They have a job, they love you, they're willing to treat you the way you should. I will advise that route. You know what I mean? Not everything glitters is gold.
Well, that's some of the challenges we have in marriages too, because you end up saying, did you choose the right person? It's hard to know. But if you get married for these reasons outside of love, whether it's business or whether because of arrangement or because of obligation, because you find yourself to get pregnant when it wasn't time. These are some of the reasons why marriage fail. And of course, and I am biased. It's not based on Christ. The marriage is not based on Christ. From a Christian perspective, there's a greater risk of divorcing.
Okay, let me ask you a question, because I want to make sure that we're not just staying we're not just having a debate based on just our. What did wifey say there?
No, my wife just told me she does not agree with my last statement because the divorce rate in the church is higher than the divorce rate.
She has a point. She has a point. All right. But I wanna point out something, and I want to make sure that our conversation is not just staying within the confines of our background, and our ethnic group, right? Okay. Because let's think about people, like those people from India and stuff like that. They're into what? They're into arranged marriages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So arranged mean their parents knows this other party parents, and they're making their decision maybe based on finance also.
Yeah.
As a security to take care of their daughter or whatever like that, or cases like that, right? So if they're making sure that happen, these arranged stuff, there was no love really. They're not arranging love. I think it's eventually they probably fall into love, because you're not really going out on dates in those cultures and stuff like that.
Yep.
There's not much of dating and all those stuff. So, what do you say about that? And before you go, let me just read Miss Lee's response. She says, "If I was to choose, I would choose love, because I would work with the one that is trying to make it. I'm not going to be no second best. It's either I'm in the first place.
That's my goal.
Choice." Yeah, she couldn't be back in the Bible days where they have a couple wives and concubines. Miss Lee wouldn't have worked back then.
Exactly. I mean,
Money is not always the answer to happiness. It's also about what's in their head.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so I don't know exactly how about like for these Indians and stuff like that, how these arranged marriages, how long they last for. That's something I would like to know. Like, does it have a high rate of divorce? Like, I don't know about, so I would love to have data on that.
You see, we have to try sometimes. It's difficult not to be biased because if you look at your perspective and you have a daughter, in truth and in fact, right?
Mhm.
If I have a good friend, sometimes I find myself being biased as to
Mhm.
encouraging her or him
Yeah,
to not to get married to somebody who doesn't have anything. Like,
that's one of the things we
no,
preach, of
I
course.
changed my word. I changed my word. Who is not ambitious?
I think ambitious is the better word to use.
Yes, yes. I take that back, and not to say that they don't have anything. They're not ambitious. They're lazy. They
Mhm.
don't. They just want to go by the bars and drink and spend off the money, and they're not thinking about investment and thinking about buying a house. They want to stay in a rental apartment forever.
Mhm.
You know, they don't want to go to school and learn anything.
Mhm.
And you want to encourage any young person to get involved with any individual, whether male or female.
Exactly. No, no, no.
So those are some of the things too that are, are important.
So yeah, so as Jeffrey said, so it's important to try to be with someone that's ambitious. I think that word is a very important word. Like, you understand, you be with someone that's ambitious and someone they have ambition to kind of evolve and move forward, whether educational wise, they want to make themselves better. You understand? If that's someone that you can really work with, right? Like I said, I don't agree with just getting married to someone just for money's sake, because I think eventually you're just gonna go your separate ways.
Yep.
That's
and
what I.
and you like there's another one too with marriage for papers. That one is common, right?
Well, in the,
You never heard about that one?
yeah, I mean, this is popular. Listen, that's popular here. You know, that's very popular here, and people are making money from that.
It's a
Someone,
business. It's a business. So
it's a business also.
there goes your question. But it works, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
But then the possibility, most of, I mean, no, mind you, I have known people who get married for papers and they fall in love and they're still together up to today.
I know, but what's the percentage of that though? That's probably
Maybe
very
like
small.
25%.
Yeah, it's very small
Very
percentage.
small. Very small. But I know a few individuals who have done that and they stay together.
Mm.
And I also know a few individuals who are held captives or whatever based on that.
Basically.
Um, like they give somebody $2,000 to the marriage, and the
Mhm.
person hold them captive or what, they had to like sabotage. Like if they don't give in,
Mhm.
against the original plan, they could be sabotaged and reported. So you find
Two
yourself that.
thousand dollars, man. It's in the 15 and 20,000, man. 2,000? That's no money.
Oh, they held the ransom. They hold the parties. One of the party hold the other ransom.
Hmm.
So you have to guilt yourself and maybe give in to the person's request. Although
Hmm.
it wasn't based on love.
I hear
Right? So
you.
you see, that's a risk again. Marrying for business, it puts you at risk and
Mhm.
it creates opportunities that are unpleasant. So that's why I wouldn't advocate for marriage for business. That's another point.
But but for the person who, like I said, Scott, I have an aunt in the States, and she used to always say, "Some things are easier said than done." Like, she always says that,
Yep.
right? So let's say to the person, Jeffrey, who is, they have an option. The option that they have right now is, listen, is either you find someone you're gonna get married to, and we probably letting out people business here.
Yep. Yep.
The person, you get married to that person, or you might have to be back on the plane, heading back to where you're from. Ooh.
Is that really true marriage? Yeah? That's the question. Is that really marriage? That's an arrangement
It's an arrangement
under the confine of and under disguise
under
of
this guise
marriage.
of, yeah, under, yeah. It's not really a marriage. They just came just together just for one particular purpose, and that's it. So, so those things I would not even call them a marriage, like really, because it's not. It doesn't really define marriage the way it should. Marriage is really should be, right? So, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But another important pointer that your wife was saying in the background there is that in the church the divorce rate is so high. So that's why a lot of people are saying, why get married? That's what a lot of people are saying, if the divorce rate is so high, why get married?
Well, I wouldn't draw the line too much with the church, right? Because church people are human being and like normal. And put it shortly, everybody's human being, whether you're Christian or not. And everybody. I remember one of the pastors used to tell me, people are sexual beings. That they always say that we are sexual beings, and we all have needs and belongings. And Christian or Christian that you find yourself sometime in situations just like worldly people find themselves in situation. You go to church and you see a nice I don't want to say these words online and screen, but you see a nice sexy lady in church, and you find yourself in compromising positions, and things happen. So and we are all human. So I wouldn't say like because you're Christian you shouldn't. I mean, you're expected to be better and to show higher standards and to follow a Christian path. But as human beings and knowing that the flesh is weak, it's not a justification, but it's a reason why these things happen.
Yeah, it's you see, and that's the thing. A lot of people are going to stuff based on numbers, right? Like if you're a data person, you be like, okay, if the statistics is saying this, why should I do this?
Yeah.
If it's trending in the negative direction, like why try to do it? But I to each his own, right? I think marriage can be a beautiful thing. We just gotta find that right person.
Well, when you're in, you wish you out, and when you're out, you wish you in.
I have a question.
That's another common theme, right?
I have a question.
That's not my view. I'm just telling you what the general view is. That's not my view.
Oh man, it's crazy. I mean, do you think? I have a question for you, Jeffrey. Do you think that like some people be like there's some people, and I hear this a lot, like in the church setting, that God made this one particular person for you, and for me, I don't believe that. I think it's always up to you to find somebody of your liking, and you make that work. I don't think when God was making humans, He was just like, you know what? I have one person in mind for Jeffrey, and that's going to be Mrs. Ledger, and that's it.
It's something that I don't really subscribe to also, but it can happen. I mean, if you really pray and you God know you're faithful, and he knows that you deserve a good person. Through fervent prayer and fasting, I think he could provide a good, because we have seen a lot of examples in the Bible where God provide wives and for individuals, right? Who are faithful to him, and so there are cases that it's possible, and I believe it happens. Maybe not all the time, but God is able to provide anything or anyone.
No, I think I don't want you to misconstrue my question. What I'm not saying God is incapable of providing someone because during your faithfulness. I'm asking, when God was making Jeffrey, right? Do you think at that particular point He's making Jeffrey, and He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna make this one lady for him, and this lady name is Atin, or is it that Jeffrey is the one who prayed and seek out an individual, and Atin come into the picture?
Well, I will answer that in with reference to something called divine intervention. Because, for example, there's something in life that you can't get away from, right? Like it doesn't matter sometimes if let's suppose you are a wild person and you used to be all over the place, running around, having a host with a woman, and you find yourself end up with a particular
Mm-hmm.
woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, of course, you start a family and it makes you happy and you're happy. Sometimes it doesn't mean that God probably choose this person for you, but because of prayer and other stuff, you can be directed.
Mm-hmm.
Divine intervention will allow you to meet that individual who God has in store for you. Like there's a famous thing that I always tell people: a lot of strangers and people come through our lives that we don't know, and bring blessings and bring some form of and they just come at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that sometimes God send these people in your lives for different reasons. Just like He could send a wife to you if you know our husband,
Mm-hmm.
based on your prayers and based on what He wants of you, and He wants the best for you. So
And your faithfulness. Okay.
I would not dispute that fact that it does happen and it has happened. And that's so I therefore believe in the concept of having the right person, because there's no way my mother and father, and as miserable, I don't know if my father's heard me, but it's not nothing bad. As, as miserable as some men are or women are, some
Mm-hmm.
people still stick together for 20, for 50, 60, 70 years
Yeah.
in marriage, and they're still not enemies, they're still friends and husband and wives.
Yeah.
And I believe in that scale, that's the right. That was your match. That's it, like you meet your match. That's the right person.
Yeah, I'm aware of that terminology. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would not dispute the fact that God made the right person.
Okay.
Cause you could, yeah, cause your right person could be your last girlfriend and everything, man. You could go outside the will of God and do nonsense and lose the right person too, and end
Well,
up
I mean,
living a life, mess up your life.
yeah. Well, I'm a strong believer that you can have everything wrong up to this point, and then tomorrow you just wake up and get it right. Right?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That
So I'm like, I'm like one of those guys who believe that, like, you don't have to always start everything right for everything to go right. You can start
Yeah,
everything
that's
wrong, and it's wrong up to this point, and then next month you just start to get it right. Like
yeah.
it's like trial and error, right? And that's
Of
life,
course.
anyways.
That's I agree. I totally agree with you. I agree with you. Everybody has opportunities to be better and to change.
Let me see what Daniel said here. Daniel said, love should presented all good things, not just a little reason like money, security, or else, but it should. I think you mean love should represent all good things, not present it all. Maybe he's right. Either way, and I don't want nobody to leave here, because even though you have the right person that you think is the right person, like you said, your mom and dad was together for 60 years. That doesn't mean it was just all good times in that 60 years.
Exactly.
It doesn't have, and that's why you have to have patience.
Yep.
You got to have that willingness to just work things and grind it out, because that's just life. It's not always gonna go perfect. You know what I mean? There are people who has been together for 60 years, and at some point somebody cheated also, and they just
Yep.
decide that they're gonna work it out.
Yep.
Understand? There are some people have been together for 60 years, and maybe somebody got beat up on Black and Blue Eye, but they just decide they're gonna work it out. I think in
Yeah.
today's generation, what I mean, nobody have that thing anymore. Nobody's like have that patience anymore. As soon as something happen, a cup drop and break. Okay, see,
Man,
it's like, I don't want to hear another cup break.
I'm telling you, it's common. It's common among the celebrities. We all know that, right? Celebrities don't. I would not have dared marry a celebrity.
But I think
if you get fired from a job, then they dump you. Oh no, they will still love you.
But I think not only in I think it's happening even in the commoners, like people, the everyday people, like who is just they don't have patience to go through like a lot, and especially in those relationships where, like you said at the beginning, when some people find themselves with like a lady find herself with money and stuff like that, they're not really. So there's some ladies who doesn't think too much of men after that.
Yes.
They don't think too much of men after that. There's some ladies who also have that. They have themselves up here on a pedestal, or have women up here on a pedestal, and men is not really that important as far as they're concerned. I mean, a man could be replaced with a dildo, so to speak. Because there are some women who there's some women who see men as just a sex object, just someone that, and vice versa. I don't want it sounds like I'm picking on the ladies. There are some men who just see a woman also that way too, that a woman is just there for sex. But I think women bring more than that to a table.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important for women to know what they are bringing to a table. Right.
Well, as long as they bring some money, that's fine. You don't wanna come in empty-handed, too, right? Hey, Prince, if you're gonna marry someone, would you ask them to see their bank account first, or ask them how much money they have first before you? What about that?
If we're dating, that conversation is gonna have for both ends. Like I want to know a lot about you. And the same. They should be asking me stuff too. You understand?
Yeah, you don't want to go in the next thing you don't want to marry someone next thing you find out she has 10 student loans and no assets. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just probably just joke. I'm being I'm excited.
I think it's important it may not stop you from getting into a relationship with a person, but at least you're going in knowing that information.
Yes. That's what
don't be at the altar about to say I do, and the person whisper like, yo, I have about 10 student loans to take. Or after you guys come back from honeymoons, you start to see all these bills that she's opening, and he is opening, and you're like, what's going on here? It's like you gotta be open to each other. Once you decide that relationship is gonna go to the next level, you have to be open. I'm not saying go on the first date and start be like, oh, so let me see your credit. Like, no, that's not gonna happen. That's just embarrassing trying to happen on the first date. But once you guys been dating for a while and you decide you're gonna take relationship to the next level, or don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yep, right.
That's what I say. You should already develop that trust between each other, that you should be able to divulge certain information when being asked. And sometimes you don't even have to wait till ask. You can just bring up the conversation. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. It's important to be honest and open at the beginning of the relationship, because I always listen to the term "see me and live with me." Is a whole different thing. You want to know these things up front. You don't want no surprises.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want no surprises. Next thing you're lying in bed, you realize, what's that?
You see, and that's why arranged marriage scares me in these other religions, right? Because you really don't know what you get. At least in Christianity and in our culture, at least you get to date and go out and spend time with the person, go to movies, have conversations and stuff like that, and go out and try to see how this person react when they get mad and stuff like that. In arranged marriage, how do you know how a person react when they get mad? I'm scared for that lady or scared for that man that you don't. I mean, that man might get upset, and as soon as he get upset, he pull a knife. You want to know exactly how people react in certain situations, and I think you find these stuff out through coding and dating and stuff like that, right? So I would never want to go into a relationship blindly like that. The only time I'm gonna see your face or have a good conversation with you is after the altar. No, that's scary.
And it's important to know what's your favorite color, what food do you like. Mm-hmm. You don't want to give him some food that he probably might be allergic to. Whatever, and you don't want, if he said he doesn't like roti, you don't want to give him roti, right?
Exactly.
So you have to know these things.
You don't even know if the person can cook. Who knows who can cook? You guys can get married and gonna starve. Nobody can cook, or somebody poison one. Well, let me try to cook today, and next thing somebody get poisoned.
Yep.
So I think that's why I'm not big on arranged marriages and stuff like that. But if there is ways to get past certain things, I don't know too much of it, how it's been really arranged. So maybe if two parents are arranging something, they probably already teach their daughter how to cook. But I want to especially know how a person react when they're mad. You know what I mean? When something is not right, you know what I mean? How do they respond? You understand?
Yeah. So I just wanted to add my final comment to say that,
Mm.
as from my perspective, marriage is honorable and the bed is undefiled. That
Mhm.
those are the first set of terms I would learn growing up,
Mm.
and I ascribe to those. And if you want the marriage to be honorable and you want the bed to be undefiled, then it must be done for the true reason of love. It can't be for business, it can't be for convenience, it can't be for
Well,
arrangement, it can't be for papers, right?
so
That's my thought.
okay, I want to stick. I want to stick a pin right there for the guys. Them because I heard a lot of people be saying, "Oh yeah, undefiled." What does that mean? What does that mean? There is no limitations when coming to the bed. What you are married, Jeffrey? Your bed is undefiled. What exactly are you saying to the people? What exactly does that mean?
I'm talking from a biblical perspective. Okay, outside of marriage, okay, sex out of marriage. Okay, first of all, when you're married, you're not committed sex out of marriage. Are you not fornicating? Are you not
Mm-hmm.
adulting? And we all know what these are in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Fornicating. So undefiled mean it's healthy, it's clean. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you kiss somebody too. I let off some.
I love that clean version, boy. That's
So
a clean version.
exactly, it's undefiled. So whatever you want to
Woo!
do, you kiss under somebody's foot or whatever the case is, that's undefiled. It's under,
Whatever
it's
is
not
working for them is working for
exactly. But outside of the marriage, these things, if these things happen outside of marriage, that's what we go up to know, and that's what the
them.
Bible teaches us.
Mhm.
It's dishonorable, and it's a sin, as we say. So that's why I'm an advocate. I will advocate for marriage, right? Not everybody will have my views, because everybody has their own opinions, and now the world is about political correctness. So, but this is my biblical correctness.
I know you gotta go. I have a question because I know in the marriage in the church they push marriage a lot, right?
Yeah.
And which is not a bad thing. But like for example, you see someone get pregnant being a Christian in the church, right? They may let's say they're 20 years old, 22 years old. The church will push for them to get married, right? And you will see this person eventually that relationship did not work, right? You think they were too young to get married? The church should not have pushed them to get married. You think it was a bad decision to push them to get married just because someone is pregnant? What do you think?
Well, you see, there goes it again. The purpose for which a marriage was advocated or done was not based on the right principle. So,
Mhm.
and if somebody is not ready,
Mhm.
whether if they're not ready and they're not committed, and let's say they didn't even love, the chief chance of something and something happen, then there's no
Mhm.
love. To force them to marry because you figure it want to look good. The sin has already been committed.
Yeah.
You just want to create an impression as if you can hide from God. God already saw that.
Mhm.
So getting married just to, I mean, it's a kind of psychological thing too, because some people want the kids to be born within wedlock. And as long as you want a legal contract like of marriage, it's good. For that reason, I could understand. But outside of that, I would not advocate somebody, encourage somebody to get married just because you want a legal contract and that happened.
Mhm.
Let it be for the right reason. When the time is right, and because of love and according to scripture. God could forgive you because you have sinned outside of marriage, and I don't know if by getting married the sin will be gone. What will happen?
Mhm.
It's a touchy subject. I know it's kind of difficult to but that's my
We,
personal.
we lost a little bit of your audio there, Jeffrey.
Um,
We're losing some of your audio there. I don't know why.
I'm not sure why too. But I was saying, I would advocate somebody to get married under the circumstances, unless they're ready, and unless they're in love.
Okay. If you're saying based on Miss Henry is saying based on some states, arranged marriage appear to last longer than love marriages. She also say based on last longer than especially when both families are involved in the process.
Yeah. Yes, I think so.
Okay, that's a strong point. If you're, you know, what I mean, and that's something that's what I was saying earlier. That like I didn't have data to kind of say exactly what you're saying. But if you're saying that, then you know, what I mean, there must be some data because you said based on some stats, right? So I guess statistically, that's what the stats are showing. So hey,
Yeah, you need, and she made a very important point. It's all about support. In marriage, you
mm,
need support from both sides of the fence. You don't want one parent is upset because you married this person they didn't want you to.
mm-hmm,
And sometimes these are factors that make the marriage go down the drain because you don't have the support and that you know the support from both families.
mm-hmm.
You know, so you have to make sure you have consent and an agreement when you're married, right?
Yeah, I hear you, Jeffrey. I hear you. Princess Bloom say, I ain't agreeing to disagree. That's a new one. I ain't agreeing to disagree. Yeah, that's very important. I think. Yeah, I mean, once you're getting support from both families, that's very important, especially for young people who are getting married. I can see how very important if you have support from both families. That's very important. Sometimes when young people get married, they're left on their own, and that could be very stressful.
Yeah.
Depends on circumstances that can kind of show their heads, right? Because you
Yep.
really need that support, especially if you're young. You're 22-year-old. You're most likely in our culture, you're still a kid.
Yep.
And you try, imagine being 22 years and have to be handling the pressure of an adult, right? That alone is a lot of pressure in itself, man. So, you know, having families, both families being involved helps a lot for sure. Totally agree on that. Totally agree on that. Thank you very much, Miss Henry. That was a really good point for sure. I hope I did not miss any other comments. Uh, uh, Let me see here. Says you're only here for the comedy part of things. Yeah, yeah. Princess Bloom, you're a joker. She's here for laughter. But we still appreciate everybody. We still appreciate no matter what you're here for. You understand? But yeah, Jeffrey, thank you very much for your input, man. You always have some good pointers. I like to really go back and forth with you on things. We're not fighting, obviously. We're just having discussions and conversations and make awareness, right? Because sometimes a lot of times we kind of destroy for lack of knowledge. Sometimes you just need to hear other people's opinion, and it doesn't have to be right, but it can also broaden your scope or your horizons of things, right? So it's very important.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, no problem, man. Anytime we keep engaged and talk about other stuff.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that was my boy Jeffrey, sharing his input on family. Jeffrey, how long he's been married for now? About 30 years?
No, man. Well, you can't ask me that question. And next thing, I hope I could answer, because if I can't answer, then that's an embarrassment, right?
Okay, I might as well call Mrs. Ledger and ask her that.
Somebody
don't answer, just answer.
You better know. As a man, you better remember when is your anniversary, when is your wife's birthday, and how many years you've been married to. Because if you don't know the answers to those, you're in trouble.
I think, well, that's why you can always put information in your phone to remind you. If your brain doesn't work that well, which most of men's brain don't work well for those things, because I'm bad on remembering birthdays and stuff like that. So anyone that's important to me that has a birthday, I try to put it down in my phone so it can remind me.
So I'm just gonna be general. I have been married for over 15 years. I'm not being specific,
right?
I'm not being specific. That's being safe.
You might as well, yes. You won't get in trouble there for over 50.
Over 15, 15 years. I didn't say 15, I said 15.
Oh, I thought it was 50. I just gonna be like, man, you guys are very young, man. You guys look very young for your age.
Yep. All right then. So thanks for having me, and take care, and good night to everybody who's been online, and thank you for your contribution, and we'll keep in touch. Be safe out there now, and stay married.
That's right. Thank you very much again, Jeffrey. All right.
Okay.
Say hello to the rest of the family for me. Whew. Yeah, that was a great conversation, man. That's my boy Jeffrey. He's not afraid to come up and talk. You know, maybe I should have tried to get. I should have tried to get. Really, Shawnette? Shawnette says she's only here for the red hair. Really? I'm gonna change it this weekend. I think I'm getting it changed tomorrow. So enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy it while it lasts, sweetie. You're only here for the red hair. That's too funny. Yeah, I should have tried to get Ife up to have that conversation. Ife, where you at? Don't be shy, Ife. You can come up and have a conversation with me too, you know, and make some very important point if you want to. I'm not twisting your arms. I'm still laughing at Shawnette, man. Shawnette says she's only here for the red hair, you know. Too funny, too funny. How are you doing, Shawnette? How are you doing? How is the babies? Again, guys, thank you very much for your contribution, man. This was a really nice conversation. I'm planning to do another one soon. And we come back with some of these important topics. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Send me your email, Shawnette. Princess Bloom says she's off to bed. What's the time in England, Princess Bloom? What's the time there now? What's the time, Princess Bloom? What is the time? Oh, it's 12:48 a.m. Woo! Yeah, it's just 8:48 here, so it's pretty early here for sure. Pretty early. Okay, let me copy that. Let's see if we can. Let me see if I still remember how to do this. Invite, email. All right, see here. It's coming to you now, sweetie. It's coming to you now. Yes, Shawnette, you can check your email now. Check your email. All right, Princess Bloom have a wonderful night. We will talk to you later. I know it's late there. It's past your bedtime already. Shawnette, check your email and let me know if you got it. Let's see if I can get Ifya up here also. Let me see if she's awake. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. I will wait for you. Don't worry yourself. Let me see if I can get Ifya to join also. So Shawnette went to grab some. She went to grab some. Hey, what's going on, Nadine in the building? Yo, how are you doing, girlfriend? How are you? I'm waiting for Shawnette. Shawnette went to grab a bottle of water and she's gonna join me. We having a very interesting topic here. So anybody who want to come up on screen and join and have this conversation, hey, we can do it together. All right. All right, that's great. You're doing great. We're having an interesting topic here. My girl Shawnette is gonna come up and join me. But we're talking about should couples get married for business only or for love? That's really the conversation that we're having. And we had Jeffrey up, was one of my co-hosts just now, really diving into that topic, and it was very interesting just to hear what he has to say. Anybody else want to come up on screen and join me in the conversation? They can, or you can just stay in the chat, send whatever you're saying, and I will just bring it up on screen and read it out for the people. And hey, it's conversations we're having, y'all. Conversation. So we're having conversations we're having, and while we're waiting on Miss Williams, do you think? Let me know what you think, Nadine. Should couples get married for business only or for love? That's the question, and then we obviously you can answer it either way, and we talk about it. Conversation. All right. We've been having this conversation now for how long we've been here? Let's see. We've been here for, where's the time? Actually, 1 hour and 23 minutes. We've been here for a while. Just talking away. Look at that. Princess Bloom is all the way in England. She's gone to bed now. Right? Who else is here? Shawnette is here now. Nadine is here. Daniel was here earlier. And I may have missed some other people that was here. And I'm sure there's always people watching and just decide not to say anything. But those people we always also welcome. Also, Robert Rose is in the building. 30 years of marriage, and so I like to have the people who's been married for a long time. Congratulations, by the way, Robert, for 30 years of marriage. 30 years of doing anything is commendable in my book for sure. You're married to the same woman for 30 years, and that's also commendable, man. Keep doing what you're doing. All right. Nadine Morgan in the building. Yes, you guys are doing okay. That's great. Awesome. It would have been nice to get Robert Rose up here, but I know it's probably past his bedtime already. So, it would have been nice to get Robert Rose on screen and share some of his. 30 years of marriage is a long time, man. It's a long time. And so, I want to be like you when I grew up, Robert. All right, I'm still waiting for. I'm waiting for. She's coming. I'm waiting for Shawnette. She will be here just now. And yes, we are still talking about, you know what I mean, should couples get married for business? Oh, there she is. Let me bring her up on screen.
Who? I'm not there.
And there you are.
What's up?
What's going on, celebrity?
That's you, Mr. Hold on, let me check. 21K. But
I'm not no celebrity, y'all.
You're closer to it than me.
I'm trying to be like you when I grow up, you know?
How's it going though?
I
said, how is it going?
It's going great, you know. I was just talking away as usual. I had Jeffrey on for like a good hour or more. And we're just talking about, you see the topic there. Should couples get married for love? Should couples get married for business or love? Right? So that's the topic we've been having. And we have some very important pointers that, you know, almost everybody had chimed in and made. So
what were some of them? I missed it because I was getting my kids into bed.
But some people state that you should get married for love. So there's some people on the side of for like not just love, but you should also marry for security reasons. Also, anyone that you're with, you know what I mean. So for me, I think if you find someone that you love and security comes with that, then you're on the right track, right? So I'm for that. Some people also state that in arranged marriages, it seems like arranged marriages are lasting longer. And I think Ifya was saying statistics are showing that, right? So I don't know. You can chime in at any time, Miss Williams.
Well, arranged marriages are majority of the time business deals for the families, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 second. I'm sorry. Hold on.
No problem.
Hang on. My daughter. It's my daughter. Hold on.
No problem. Just reading some messages. That might take a while. You're growing up. Is that? You're very funny, Robert. Very funny. Very funny.
So I was just gonna say. So most times these arranged marriages are like business transactions for the families, mm-hmm. right? And when you have a daughter, for example, who gets like exchanged into mm-hmm. another family, most times that daughter is so, I want to say, maybe committed to her family's like rules or whatever, the culture rules or whatever the hell it is, that they're not willing to like separate, because the whole soul foundation was to be together for like the security. Like the parents aren't going to give up the daughter unless like they get something really well in return, or if they know that their daughter is going to be treated well in return. But other than that, I don't know anybody who's not in a specific culture that gets arranged marriages. But and then again, it seems that like arranged marriages seem to have more thought put into them than the random sporadic eloping that a lot of people are doing in this generation.
Well, my question would be, Miss Williams, is that I don't know, should I call you Miss Williams or Shawnette?
I don't care.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
But because the arranged marriages, right? They obviously don't start off with love, right? Because you don't even know the person yet. Mm-hmm. So that actually start out really from business, a business transaction, really, and then you grow into loving each other. I'm thinking, hopefully, right?
Yeah,
right. So, I mean, so like Ifya was saying, the statistics are showing that those marriages last longer. So that again, with my question is, should you get married for business or just love, right? But it's because we're accustomed to the other way around, where it starts with love and we grow into building an empire, and that's where the kind of the business side of it comes in, right? If I'm right? But in these cultures, they're starting the other way around, where security is the most important thing you can always grow into love after. That's what it seems, and it's working longer according to statistics. Statistics are showing these marriages are lasting longer. So is that something you think should be adopted? by other cultures?
What culture are we talking here?
Huh?
I don't know. I think you can't just marry for one specific side too much. Like, it can't fully be for love, like, without thinking about the other considerations. Like, what can you guys provide for each other? Are you able to provide for each other? If you're going to have a family, what are the routes for that, right? And then again, like, I don't believe that you should just marry for business purposes, because let's just say this is not an arranged marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And like Bob and Sarah decide to get married together because their income together would be whatever, well off, and in a business aspect they'd be better. Sure, it happened, but now you have like there's two different things. There's the cultured business transaction, like getting married for cultural purposes, and there's getting married for a business transaction, Western version.
Mm-hmm.
When you have the cultured version from people like in other cultures and stuff like that, it's more secure. Like, there's foundation as to why they believe what they're doing. I think when people like get married nowadays for business transactions and the love is not there, unless they're like totally cool with it not being there, I don't see it lasting. So an arranged marriage and a business transaction wedding, if you want to call it that, are two different things for me. So personally, I think starting with love isn't a bad thing. I think it's a good start, but I also think that at some point in time, you guys have to come to terms with, like, no matter what you think, marriage is a business transaction. It is a legal transaction that happens between you and your partner and the government, right?
I know you can't run away from it. It is a business.
Exactly. It literally is a business transaction. So you have to think about it. Okay, I love you, right? So we want to be together. We want to get married. We want to have a family. What do we need? What do both of us have for us to come together in order for us to get to where we need to? If we both can't come with enough, what can we do to get to where we need to be? So at some point, it's going to have to be taken, like, emotions need to be taken out of it, and you got to think logically, because you guys are merging finances, you're merging like assets, you have children and family, right? So I don't think it should be adapted to just do arranged marriages, because we can also see from history that arranged marriages have not always worked out well. A lot of these women get into abusive relationships, and sure, they're secure, but they don't. Some of them never fall in love. Sometimes their husbands end up loving other people, but they have their wife at home to take care of their kids and do this and that. So I don't think a business transaction is the smartest start, but I also don't think that love should be purely the reason. It's a really good start and it's a good foundation, but you guys have to think logically. Like, this is a law. Most times people want to get married for life. It's a life term. So they say, like, arrangement, right? And it takes two to tango. So at some point in time, you have to be thinking, like, all right, not only are we like husband and wife lovers, but we're partners. We're business providers, like, for each other, for your family.
And that's what I think too, right? I think a lot of time what people, because once you decide to come together in marriage, no, it's not just an individual thing now, right? And as it's two parties coming together. And as you say, it's a business, right? And because after love, you got to start to think business. I mean, there must be security somehow. So you got to both be bringing stuff to the table so it can work. Because nothing survives on love only. You can't take love to the bank to pay a bill. You can't take love to the grocery store. Hey, let me just go shop some groceries on love, right? You can't buy a house.
And you also can't pay your husband to love you.
And vice versa.
Exactly.
Hey, maybe you can. Maybe some people will argue you can. Maybe some people will argue that you can actually buy love, you know?
Maybe. Jamanthia says, to answer that question, when you ask God for a wife, you as the man got to go out and look for her, but still ask God for guidance and wisdom, know right away if she's the one for you. Right. Mm. Right. So let me give you an example right now. I know somebody who, it's like not really the exact same thing, but I know someone who just got married, right? Had known their wife for less than 6 months. Okay. Has been married for half that time. And the reason we're getting married so quickly was, for one, he asked God to send him a wife He did what he needed to do, got married and whatever, right? And the whole thing was like, oh, it was quick. We're in love. This is a sign. God's guiding us. And now this person's in a situation where they didn't sit down and they didn't talk about that quote unquote business aspect. Like, all right, so we're here now. We bridge together. Now what is it? And these two people are very godly. So let me tell you, right? So they never came together saying, okay, so this is our risks, this is our pros, this is where we come together, and so what now? Because they didn't do that, and they were smitten with each other and jumped off first base with love. And mind you, their circumstances is different because it's only been half a year that they've known each other, right? So let's just forget about the time aspect. But it just goes to, like, as an example that it's not enough just to go off of the whim of emotion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, emotion, like you said, is not going to pay your bills.
Most definitely not.
But also having a husband with money and not who doesn't love you can mentally deteriorate you, right? So I think there has to be a good balance of needs and wants and desires, business and love.
Another thing Jeffrey was saying earlier is that he was saying that when you have like a, because okay, let's start off with, you know, with all the rights that ladies have been arguing for over the years, right? The rights to get out from the house and work, the rights to be equally paid and all that stuff. He was saying that also comes with, and I agree with him, that comes with it comes with a big risk. Like, at what cost? So you take the wife out of the home, right? I know she's in the workforce, and obviously less attention is being paid to children if you have children, right? Less attention. I mean, obviously, if there is no kids, I mean, hey, don't think nobody should be just home not doing anything. This age, and we're living in North America, so we know how expensive it is here.
Yeah.
Right. He was saying that case, that comes with at an expense. Obviously, at what cost do you want rights to do so many things for? But he was also saying that, you know, ladies who also have, like, they have the perfect job, or they're making their $100K a year, they have a house, they have their cars, they have everything. These are the ladies that are questioning, what do they need a man for? Right? I mean, and the respect level for men is not there, because they just think a man is needed for sex. And because what do they really need a man for if she has everything, right? And I'm sure there was men will feel that, okay, if I have everything, why do I need a man? Why do I need a woman? Sorry. When we talk about marriages here, we're obviously talking about we more get from between a man and a woman, right? I hope nobody feel offended and left out. It's just our culture. Normally, when we talk about marriage, it's between a male and a female. Right?
Yeah. And it's fine for people to want to talk about a specific kind of relation. Like, that's fine. If somebody's sensitive about it, they need to click out. But, like, with that being said, like you just said, if you take the woman out of the house and she can start providing for herself, what does she need a man for? But this just goes back to saying, like, even if you have all the money in the world, right? Like, say your husband provides for you and you both have your money. That doesn't. I'm a successful woman. Me and my husband both work, right? I make just as much, if not more, than him. Let's just say.
Yeah.
Sorry, before I even have a husband, let's just say I make well enough, 6 figures, perfect, on my own, single woman, whatever. Now, that doesn't mean that just because I have everything, like, financially locked, that doesn't mean that, like, emotionally, spiritually, lifelong wise, that I do as well. So, but I totally get what you're saying. Like, when you take a woman, right, in that aspect, out of it, her priorities change. And then, like, her desires change. So her forefront may not be like, I want to be at home with our kids all the time. I always want to cook you meals. It's not going to be that anymore. It's going to be like, well, I have this. I want to do this and I want to do that. And with that, you need understanding. So, you're saying hi to people. So, I mean, there's a lot of women out there who say, I'm independent. I don't need no man taking care of me. But at some point, sis, who's going to be taking care of your heart? No, who's going to nourish your mind?
And I think that's people does not. I don't know if they refuse to think that far, right? And because we're living in a different day and age too, right? Like I was telling Jeffrey, our parents or grandparents was more patient with certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in our society today, nobody's patient. Someone break a glass and they're ready to leave the relationship. So,
Yeah, it's calling quits is very easy.
mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because you wonder, like, where did this culture come from? This giving up and moving on culture, right? And then obviously it stems from like pop culture, like the media and whatever. And you guys are right. We live in such like, okay, let me tell you guys a funny story, okay? I was friends with this girl and she was my best friend before. She has this boyfriend, and I tell you guys, like, this guy would do anything for her. Like, she lives on we live in Ontario, right? When she met him on vacation. And he lives on the west, so he lives like all the way Alberta. And she hasn't been too faithful, but this guy's done the most. Like, he's older, he wants to settle down and whatever, right? Flew over to Ontario, lived here, so he can meet her family and she didn't have to move right away. And then when she was ready, he flew her out to Alberta because she didn't want to live out here anymore. Wants to move Alberta, took care of her, paid for everything, whatever, right? This man wanted to marry her. But like I said, she wasn't the most faithful. So I asked her one day and I said, if you don't love him, why be with him? And she says, well, at this point in time in my life, good for me, which means she's benefiting off of him at the moment, right? So then I said to her, this guy wants to marry you. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because your head is not where it needs to be in order to be in a long-lasting relationship. And her response to me was, well, don't you see what kind of days we live in right now? Ooh, divorce is like nothing anymore. Nobody looks at divorce like anything. And in my head, I was like, damn, that's the kind of mentality a lot of people are going into relationships thinking, you know what? Even if this doesn't work out, I don't really care. As long as I get what I need. So it's never, one of them is just never enough. And that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man, that, you know, that it's scary. Like, relationship is scary these days, right? You never know people's intent. Right? And that's the crazy thing. Like I was sharing earlier that you would have a lady in a relationship and she's working and that man doesn't even know how much she's working for, and the man is taking care of everything. So, and I'm like, so what does her money really? So it looks now like she's up to something. Anything happens, she has her money and she's gone with it. Like there is, if both parties are working, then both money should be a part of the family, taking care of the family, right? But
unless discussed otherwise.
Unless discussed otherwise, right? But exactly. I'm saying, if you don't know what the person is working for, you don't know what they're doing with their money, it seems like the person is up to a scheme, if you ask me. And they're just waiting till whatever they're trying to accomplish and they're gone. Their business. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
So relationships are very tricky. You know, people are into no good and it can really mess other people up. I just want to let me just take a time out here to, hey, Bozo is in the building. What's going on, buddy? He's saying hello, everybody. What's just fine. Sorry for bothering, just been working 2 jobs. You're not bothering, man. It's always good to have you around, buddy.
Bothering?
I know. Like, come on.
Come on, bother more. Bother more.
I know you're not bothering enough. That's the only problem that we have. You're not bothering us enough.
I don't think there's ever enough of bothering on YouTube.
I know, huh? I know. But it's good to have you, buddy. Thanks for joining us, man. We're just having conversations here as usual. You know how the Prince Network is. If you're not subscribed to Shauna, you know, make sure you subscribe to her channel. She has some good stuff going on over there. All right. But I think you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Dropping a smiley face in the chat.
Oh. Yeah, so relationship is crazy, man. You know, it's just one of those things, like I said before, you You don't know the intent of either party, right?
You ask somebody today, I guarantee you, you ask a woman, yo, I'll pay you $100,000 to marry this guy. Don't worry, you can get divorced whenever you want. She'll do it. No
She'll do
problem.
it.
That's a business transaction right there. And she'll
It's a
have no,
business.
and this could be a guy looking for love.
Mm-hmm.
And you just take the money, be married for less than a year, get annulled, you're done.
But I you know what that leaves? That leaves damages, because you can turn a good guy into a monster after that.
Exactly.
And vice versa, and for those also, because we don't want to seem like we're just picking on ladies. There could be ladies out there that's looking for love, and men are just taking advantage, and then you turn that good lady into a monster also. You know?
Exactly. So,
I mean, it's scary.
and people wonder why, like, some people leave all of their fortune to the pets.
Oh, right.
You know, you're like, this little chihuahua is getting $3 million on death. And you're like, that dog's not even going to live for another 5 years. Where's this guy's wife? And he's there like, F women.
Right?
Vice versa. Yeah. So it's difficult. And I think that, like, because everything is so accepting on divorces and not being together and so much adultery, that, like, I even see it with my younger generation cousins and stuff like that. They have, like, it's almost like they thrive on toxicity in relationships.
Wow.
You know, it's always like somebody has to do something for me. It's about me. Well, that's not how a relationship works. A relationship isn't what can you do for me? What can you do for me? That's not what it is. It's how can we collaborate together? Exactly. You know what I mean? So yeah, like,
It's
I even
one
see
of-
in the younger generation.
It's
Oh,
one
my
of
bad.
those things. It's one of those things, right? I know one lady was telling me, what she said. She says she's old school, right? And that's what you mean by that. She said she think that, she believes in a man providing for a woman, and seems like she's more interested in, like, kind of staying home and take care of the family. So I'm just like, that's nice and good if you're with the person with the money to do that. But you're with someone that's working 50,000 a year. More than likely, 50,000 can't take care of a family in Toronto.
Not in here. Hell no.
Not in Toronto. That's probably just paying the mortgage alone only, or rent only, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, in cases like that, you see how important it is for two parties to work, right? And you guys because you can start out at 50,000 and with smart decisions build an empire together. But is that what both parties want? Because what I mean, you can start out with certain things, but once you guys have a business minded, you guys can end up building an empire together. You understand? But it takes sacrifices. Are you gonna?
And that's where you have to think.
Right. Are you going to sacrifice the first 10 years of your marriage to do certain things so you can, and then the rest after that is going to be smooth sailing, right? But some people don't want to sacrifice that first 5 years or 7 years or 10 years. You understand? You might have to lessen traveling and going on vacations to accomplish certain things, right?
Exactly. Sacrifice now so you have the payout and return later. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
If you guys can make it through the worst and you can make it through the struggles, then when things are good, you guys are going to be so blessed, right?
Exactly. But a lot of people can't see past certain things. Hey, Kamea is in the building. Look who is here. Like, yes, you can come up and have it with us, Kamea. Tell hubby you're going to take a time out from sleeping early tonight and come and talk to us. We miss you.
Yeah, I know, right?
These married people just leave us alone, huh?
You should come up, please. Come up. Come talk with us.
You remember when Miss Williams, you remember when they were single and we were just all doing lives all the time?
Yeah,
now
they
they
had
get
nothing
married.
better to do with our life.
They just leave us alone and say, forget about you. We're married now.
And you know what's funny? We were doing this pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic hit, we'd be sitting on each other's live streams as if we weren't allowed to go outside or something. And now we have the pandemic and we're like, damn.
I know we just bounced from one live. Is Kamea up now? No, okay, jeez. I will be all at the office and I will just still log in. I can't even talk much. I just still log in just so she can get, just we can get each other's time and go out. It was crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take a shower. I'm just gonna leave this on.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, I'm gonna take care of the kids. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Come here,
man.
knows.
We were so instrumental in helping each other, though. Like, it's crazy. We had a really good bond going on, man. A good team. It was crazy. It was
Facts.
crazy. Like what Miss Lee said, sometimes families don't know what's best. Sometimes they don't want you to be happy. Sometimes they don't have your best interest at heart. That
Very
is
true.
That is very true. That is,
Very
it's
true.
amazing the kind of society. And you know, one thing you can learn from like the Indian society and stuff like that, like because these are the people, all 5 and 10 of them will live in one house until they can do better, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're looking out for each other. You don't find that much in our community. Everybody want to start off big. It's like,
Everybody just expects things to be like extravagant. Like I feel like, see like if you were to look back at, let's just say like your parents or my parents, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm only 28 here, so anybody in the chat wants to hear that.
You're still 28? I swear 5 years ago you told me you were 28.
Shut up. You even know me 5 years ago. Like maybe almost 3 or 2. But yo, come up here about you look a mess. Do you see me on camera?
Look at me. I have a red head. What do you mean? You look like a mess.
It's actually 6, so.
I'm gonna get it changed tomorrow anyway. So.
What color?
I'm gonna go back to what I had before. Remember, I was a blondie before.
Weren't you just blonde before you made it that color?
Yeah, but I ended up picking up the wrong color. So when the lady put it in my hair, she was like, "This is the wrong color." It was too late there. Oh man.
I was just saying, like, I don't think like the upbringing is the same. Like we are, I guess let's just say the older generation was looking at things differently. Like they saw the foundation of like a man and a woman working together and providing for a family and this and that and building with each other. Like the 2 generations before, like me, I'm a millennial, so the generation before me, and most especially the generation before me, the generation before them, was built off of coming together, making a foundation, working together, building and building our lineage. But now it's so different. Now people are like, we get together and we're supposed to have everything. Everything's just supposed to be perfect.
But it's amazing that they will think like that, because I think now we are living in the times now where 2 income will work just fine, will help you get a house. And like if you really think about it, because most people are probably 40,000 and up working, right? Most adults. I mean, obviously there's probably a small percentage below that. But if you think about it, so let's say both parties, let's say the minimum of 40,000 each. That's 80,000 a year. You can work together and get your first house. And as I always say, if you get that first house, it's easier to get other houses.
Exactly.
Right. So if we can only work together now, this is the perfect time for us to work together.
Working together with similar interests. That's very important, to have similar interests.
Yeah, you understand. So that's why I always say, when people are dating, what do they talk about after that first, the birds and the bees conversation and stuff like that? Like, what do they talk about after that?
I mean, I guess like past the birds and the bees, you guys gotta come to terms with like, okay, so are you actually dating now, or is it just still like a talking phase? And if you guys are going to the dating phase, like, what are you intending on dating this woman because you want to be with her, or are you just dating her because you're just in the dating phase right now? If your intentions are to date her because you want to be with her, and that's vocalized, and understand on both parties, that's when you guys discuss, okay, so what's next? What do we discuss now in order to make that work? So what are our plans? Are we going to try to move in together? Okay, if we're trying to move in together, we need to understand how we're going to financially split this up between the 2 of us, if that's the case. So which means finances have to come up at some time. Maybe not exact finances, depending on how people are, but spending, income, things like that have to come up. You know what I mean? So, and those are serious talks that people are afraid of. Like, people don't want to cross that line and open up with people about boundaries. Oh, sorry. Let me read that. Been married. I don't dwell on that fairy tale of what you think of marriage is. Facts. It's way more than that. But it's sad to see that they just jump on it, think everyone is dandy. Exactly. It would have been much better said if you were here. Just saying.
Yeah, and I totally agree with what Kamei is saying, right? Because there is a fairy tale part of it, which is, I think, in every relationship, even when you're just dating, that's the fairy tale part. That's what we call the birds and the bees part.
I call it the cupcake phase.
You understand? That's what I call it, the sunshine part of it,
Yeah, exactly.
You understand? But then, and it's not like to say, okay, it's downhill after you pass the birds and the bees. But it's now is the time for you to consciously do things and consciously make decisions that's gonna help you build an empire, so to speak. When I say build an empire, both parties gonna be happy, right? That's what I think. That's why I wonder, man. After certain conversation, what do people talk about? Like, what do you talk about? Okay, you're not gonna tell her. You're not just always gonna every time you meet up. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, just what? Okay, yes, you're beautiful. Okay, but where does it go after that? You understand?
You better tell me I'm beautiful every day. Stop this.
Huh? No, that's what I'm saying. Yes, you're beautiful, and yes, he's handsome, and all that stuff. Yeah, you can say that every day, but does the conversation stop there? You run out of stuff to say. What do you understand? It's not for you to plan your life together now. Let me enjoy. Okay, how are we gonna enjoy all this beauty and handsomeness? What are we gonna do to make sure we're in a long-term relationship and that it's not just for a few years or a few months or a few weeks? That's what I mean, right? Because like I said before, we can't take, oh, you're beautiful to the grocery store. We can't pay bill with it. We can't, oh, you're such a handsome, oh, baby, so handsome. And we can't take that to pay no bills. Right? Can't take that to the bank and deposit it into your accounts.
Yeah.
You understand? Because people don't want to be, but finance is a big part of relationship, a very, very big part. And as we're saying, marriage is really, relationship is really also business.
Yep. You can't even live life without discussing or thinking about finances.
You can't.
Unless you're Bill Gates or AKA Kanye West, you ain't got to think about nothing. Like,
well, but it's still discuss finance at some point.
Exactly. Or at that point, you hire someone to discuss them for you. You know what I mean? But it's like, for me, if it comes to the point where I'm just like, okay, me and this guy, we're getting serious and our intentions are to be together, I have no problem being like, all right, you want to be together? These are the things we need to talk about.
Exactly.
What is our plan? Like, where do you want to live? How much space do we need? Okay, so that space is going to cost X amount. Where can our incomes come to make this together for the both of us? What is going to make this easy? I'll pull out my finances. I don't care. See, that's the problem though. People are sneaky. People are sheltered, or I don't know what it is. Like, they're very protected about their finances. I know people that are married, that don't even know how much their husband makes. And it's not to say that he has to tell me every cent, nickel, dime he makes or something like that, because I'm trying to watch him. But when you're coming together and you guys are like, you're funneling your income into something that's now not an asset, but a liability. Because once you own a house, if you're funneling all your income into it, it's not an asset. It's you know what I mean? So then I think if you know you're trying to be together, you got to talk about things like that. And it's not for me to be like, it's just like, okay, so how much do you make a year? Okay, so how much does that go down to a month? Okay, so how much in that month are you able to spend for XYZ in the house? Like rent, water, whatever. So I guess, it's a thing thinking. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying too much, but.
No. Let's add something to that. I have a question. Let's throw this question out there. What do you think about people who are dating for a long time, right? but they live separately. Like you've been dating for so long, and don't you think like that's a waste? What
I
is
don't.
waste of time, is waste of finance. Like you've been
I
dating
think.
for so long, and like you guys are.
How long is so long?
Let's put a number on there. So you're dating someone. It's already been 3 years. You guys still living separately. One is one is paying rent over there. Maybe rent is so expensive these days. So let's say one is paying rent over there, maybe 1,800. The next one is paying rent over there, maybe the same thing.
Accurate numbers.
Yeah, right. Don't you think at some point somebody
Without
should
hydro.
somebody somebody's supposed to be able to come together at one point and say, listen, man, we both paying 3,600 a month, really, when you put it together for rent. Is there a way we might as we are not living together, but we could probably seeing each other all 3 and 4 times a week. Right?
You might as well be at that point.
We might as well, okay, let's, okay, maybe somebody doesn't want to be married yet or whatever. But you guys are together, you might as well live together until whatever that time comes, and it will save both parties money.
It's just like, how about we just get a place that fits the both of us for the $2,000, and we're basically paying half the amount of price, right? You're right, but people are just, I don't know. I think that I agree. It's weird. If I'm gonna date somebody for 3 to 5 years, yeah, and I'm seeing you all, and I have kids. Like, if you're gonna be like basically living here by the 3rd or 4th of the year, like, I'm gonna want to discuss being serious.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's
some people like that.
And these are, for me, these are common sense stuff. Like you don't need to have education to have these conversations. For me, these are common sense stuff, basic math type of thing.
My friend's cousin, I went to her wedding. She didn't move in with her boyfriend until the day they got married. So they had bought a house, even like went and renovated and stuff, and even like slept in the house together once or twice, but didn't officially move in until like they got married. And I was like wondering, why would you buy a house, furnish it, decorate it, and leave it there for another 3 weeks until you get married and still... It just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, like that's just, people have their reasons for doing what they do.
Are they Christians?
One of them is a Christian.
Maybe that's the reason why. Yeah.
No, but she sleeps with her boyfriend, and he sleeps over at her parents' house, and she sleeps at her parents. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like one of those ones where they're just trying to keep it down. No, they know he sleeps over there. They're doing their thing and stuff. Like, yeah. So people are just wasteful nowadays. Exactly. People don't think.
No, man.
In that sense.
Okay, let's just read some of the comments. Bozo is saying, yes, rent is very high everywhere. I know my new place is costly. Congratulations on your new place. Yeah, rent is very high. Let's see what Miss Lee is saying. People are just wasteful nowadays. Yes, exactly what we're saying. Exactly what we're seeing, man. Like, I don't know. Go ahead. No, ladies first.
I was just gonna say, and with rent being high, with what Bozo said, and with Jamanthia said right there, when people are being wasteful, knowing that there's like so much expenses and everything's like inflation, and people are just so willing to be wasteful is so crazy. Those two go hand in hand.
That's something like if I'm dating someone, right? I've been dating for a while. These are issues I will address right away. I cannot sit down knowing you are paying 1,800, I'm paying 1,800. We separately, like we might as well, if you're really so interested in sleeping in a bed by yourself, we rent a 3-bedroom and 3 on a bed by yourself. At least we can visit each other in the same house. It's like, and not pay 3,600 at least. That, like you said before, it might be 2,000, right? But I cannot just, that's something I would have to address right away, man. I don't like. My mind is a business mind, so I cannot do that at all. Cannot do that at all. Let me see what I missed. Oh, Miss Lee, you laughing? You laughing out loud? What are you, Bozo is in the building, yes. Miss Lee is still here with us. Where is Kamea? Kamea, where you at? You need to get on here. Miss Lee is she will be back just now. Miss Williams, sorry, will be back just now.
I'm sorry, I am here.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
But me and Kamea are waiting for our wedding invite. So let us know.
Yeah.
Please don't be 6 months and please don't be 5 years.
Kamea's not married yet? I thought she's married already, you know. We probably missed it.
She's married, but I was talking about you.
Me! I swear I heard Kamea. I heard Kamea, y'all. I didn't hear Prince.
I didn't have to say Prince.
I'm waiting. I think Bozo will get married first, then Miss Lee, and then
Bozo getting married. See, take all these tips we've been telling you guys tonight from the two people that are married.
and then Miss Williams will get married. I'm gonna make sure whether she invite me or not, I'm gonna be at that wedding.
I'm gonna invite you for sure. Kamea already knows.
If I'm not invited, and as soon as they ask. If I'm not invited, as soon as they ask, anybody has anything to say here, I'm popping up out of nowhere.
What if I'm in a different country on the other? Like, what if I'm in Bali on the other side of the world?
Yeah, my plane doesn't work from Canada to Bali.
All right, bet. I'll definitely send you an invite. And let's see, Kamea's here, Bozo's here. You even have this video as proof.
Right.
Maybe you'll be called King Bozo.
Oh man, what is Miss Lee saying? How did I get into this? When you get married first, then I will get married. Listen, I'm a gentleman, ladies first, okay?
And this is why you're never gonna see. This is why you're stuck in this predicament right now. You should have a nice wifey popping up beside you, like, "Hey guys," and we're all like, "Oh, hey, Miss Prince Network."
I actually, do you know that's one of my things that are on my to-do list. So actually, I would love to do YouTube with that special somebody by myself.
Couples channel.
Nice some nice pranks going on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm,
my house would be crazy. The kind of pranks would be going on in my house every day.
It's good though, and this is an interesting topic today. What made you think about it?
Listen, my brain, the way how my brain works, you'd be surprised. I can come up with these topics like a couple of times a week.
So why aren't you doing them a couple of times a week?
Well, I'm just getting back into doing lives. Like, I've been gone away from live because I was so busy. So I think now my schedule is a little bit better and I can probably do, live here and there. Mm-hmm. I still can't do it as often as I used to do it before.
Well, that was different. The grind is different.
Yeah, but but I think once I get that somebody, I think you will see a little more smoother transition with me doing.
I wonder where you're gonna meet her. Like, are you gonna meet her down here? Are you gonna meet her on vacation? Are you gonna meet her online? Like, I'm so curious.
I know, I'm open to all of them.
What?
Hey, we spent
so you're trying to meet her online she's from down here and you guys can both fly down for vacation?
No, I'm saying I'm open to whether meeting online.
Oh, you're open. My bad. I thought you said hoping.
Not hoping, open. O-P-E-N, not H-O-P-P-E-N.
That was my fault. My volume isn't all the way up.
You need someone who is hilarious like you. Oh, I'm funny? I didn't even know that. Thank you, Miss Lee. Prince, you're so hilarious. I am. Am I hilarious, Miss Williams?
Yeah, you're pretty funny. I
I don't know. I
also
think I just.
laugh at everything. So
Huh?
I also just laugh a lot, but you are
Mhm.
funny. I think you're funny.
I think I can be funny when I'm ready. That's about it. But thank you guys who think I'm funny. There's some people think I resemble Kevin Hart. You know what I
What?
get all the time? You know what I get all the time on my channel? You look so much like LeBron James. I'm like, what?
Really? People tell you look like LeBron James?
I
Hang on, let
get
me
it.
pull up a
I
photo
honestly get
real
this like
quick.
once a week. I get this like once a week.
Really? Hang on, hang on. And I know what LeBron James looks like, but I need to put you like side to side of him really quick. And then I have to step down in a moment. So
I get LeBron James and Kevin Hart.
okay, smile. Smile with your teeth.
What in the world? Smile with your teeth? How do you smile with your teeth?
Hey, you gotta smile and look at the camera.
I don't know about all that. I don't know. I don't know. I can't
I know
see
why
it.
they say that, but I don't think you
What?
look like LeBron James. You have similar features. And I never noticed until I did a side by side look.
What similar features though?
Okay, so for example, the way that his face like is kind of like a V from like the chin all up to the cheekbones, his jawline is like a V. And like what else? That's why I said to smile, because when he smiles, his cheeks get really big at the top, and his head line when he smiles is smaller than his cheek lines.
Oh
So
my
anyway,
god.
whatever. It doesn't matter. You asked, so I told you. I
And what about Kevin Hart now?
Oh, okay. Let me do that one side by side.
You know what I would
I don't
like to
think you
look.
look like either of them, but then I pulled up LeBron James and I was like, what?
You know what I would like to look similar in both parties in their bank account.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let's have similar bank account.
Wow. That is so weird.
You see a resemblance there
I
too?
see a picture where it does resemble him. You do resemble him, yeah. But not really. I still don't think you look like either of them. But now that I'm putting the pictures like beside, I see what people are trying to get at.
I get what's his name, Kevin Hart, from a lot of Caucasian folks.
Kevin Hart from I see.
Yeah.
And what about
And
LeBron James?
LeBron James, I get it so often in all my comments when I post videos on this channel, reaction videos. Like everybody was like, "Hey, LeBron James, what are you doing here?" All that. I'm like, "Where do these people see LeBron James?"
It's a demographic. Is it the Philippines?
Yeah.
They're so cute. I see why they say it though, but you know.
Maybe I'm like a little bit funny like Kevin Hart. I don't know. I'm taller than him. His pocket is taller.
Maybe you should just stick to your own joke. I don't know. Don't quit your day job. No one's telling you to do stand-up comedy. Like,
right? Next thing you hear, I quit everything. I want to be like Kevin Hart, be comedian and actor. Next thing I don't make it.
You should.
Boza say what? I'm worse being funny, but this is a big deal show. Oh boy.
But I do have to step down. I will be in the chat listening. Thank you for having me up here.
Hey, no problem. Anytime.
Fun picking on you.
Picking up.
And come up more with these kind of topics. People would love to talk about them.
Okay, sure. Hold me accountable.
I'll try. I mean, you don't do what you want anyway.
Oh boy.
Okay, bye.
Thank you very much, Ms. Williams, for joining me. It's always a pleasure to having you around. Okay.
The pleasure was mine.
Let's what did Bozo say? What did you say, Bozo? Bozo. Let me see. My prince. Oh, your lady said hello. Hey, a girlfriend. I said hello, Bozo. Hey, what's going on? Are you coming up online? We're live. Oh man. Hey guys, you know what I mean, thank you guys for hanging out with me, man. It's always a pleasure. I've been here for like online over 2 hours. Look at that. Oh. So thank you guys for hanging out with me, man. I think I'm gonna end this live because I've been here over 2 hours now. I'm tired now. I'm tired. Hey Ashley, how are you doing? Ashley's in the building. Ashley Carter is in the building. Bozo. Yes, Paula. Hello, Paula. How are you doing? Tell girlfriend Paula I said hello to Bozo. Shawnette is still in the building. She's just not up on screen, right? Who else is here? Ashley, Bozo, Jamelia was here for a long time now. Thank you again for hanging out, Jamelia. Jamanthia. Why am I saying Jamelia? Jamanthia. Oh boy. You know you're tired. It's great seeing you once again. Thank you very much. Yeah, Bozo girlfriend has a very nice name. Paula. I love it. I love it. But guys, I am hungry too. I gotta go get something to eat, man. I have not eaten the last 2 hours. I'm gonna try and do another live very soon. You know what I mean? Maybe on the weekend, we'll see. By then I'll have my hair done and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Have a new hairstyle for you guys. Not style, but hair color for sure. Hair color. And everyone else who was here, man, it's such a pleasure to like hanging out with you guys, man. It's always, you know. But we'll start to do this, and you guys pray for me that I have a couple so I can do couples channel. Oh Lord, you're gonna eat again? You just ate, Shawnette. Oh man. But again, hey, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out, man. It's been a slice. It's been a slice. All right. See you guys around, and we'll do this again soon, okay? Bozo, it was good seeing you, man. It's been a long time. It's been a long, 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 long time. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Bye, Shawnette. Jamanthia for sure, Bozo. See you all around, okay? Bye-bye. Night, night.